me pictures of Spider-Man! Bring me pictures of Spider-Man! Bring me pictures of Spider-Man! This is my Lego MOC mod of the Daily Bugle. Stay tuned!
Hello, it's me, Mayo Hosko, coming to you at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg, and welcome to my channel.
When I moved house, I put the Daily Bugle into a box with my modulars. And of course, when you move house, you expect Lego to break. And the Daily Bugle did have some casualties. There were a lot of pieces that came apart. And then I was thinking to myself, when I was putting the modulars back into the city, wouldn't it be cool if I was to shrink this to be half the width? Because you know in the original set, how they have a bunch of empty space on the sides, and they have that little bit of space to accommodate the newsstand? Well, I thought to myself, that's kind of a waste of space, isn't it? I think it would look just as good if it was half as wide. And so that's what I did. I moved it off of a 32 by 32 dark bluish grey base plate to a 16 by 32 equivalent, and I'm reasonably happy with how my modification of the Daily Bugle set has turned out. And it's going to fit better into my city, and I am not as obsessed about the interior details as other people, so I don't mind having less space for the interior details. The Daily Bugle is quite an open set. There's a lot of windows to let a lot of light in, and the interior details are glaringly obvious as a result. But I'm going to show you something that I've done with my modification to let even more light in so we can see those interior details furthermore. Let's start at the bottom. We've got the standard sidewalk. It's pretty much the same, kept the black and white checkerboard pattern. I replaced the door. We got double doors with the two wide windows on the side here and the windows up the top with this modified 1x2 plates with the rigid tooth edge. Some people call it the rail. And above here, of course, is the Daily Bugle sign. There's a lot of Daily Bugle signs. We kept a lot of the signs that were stickers from the set on here. And we did keep the green tiles on the base floor, but I removed the tiles from the other floors above. But I thought it would be good to keep the green tiles at the bottom. So if I turn this around, we can see that the ground floor has vastly different window designs compared to the first and the second floor and even the attic, because it does not have these 1x16 light bluish grey straight rails that are reminiscent of the old light grey ones that we got in the 12-volt trains from the 80s. So it's difficult for me to show this, but on the interior detail you can make out the newspaper stand and the vending machine from the original set, which you can see better from inside these windows right here. And we got the security desk and the elevator behind there. You can see only slightly the contents of the blue drinks inside there. And so the ground level is the only one that has a back to it. I thought it would be good to keep the original door at the back and at least a simulation of the elevator at the bottom. We got the air conditioner and the spider's web from Spider-Man, where I guess Peter Parker's keeping a backpack. Any of you comic book experts can let me know in the comments down below what this is a reference to, because obviously I've never read the comic books or read or watched any of the Marvel movies. I just like skyscrapers, and therefore I've always liked stuff like the Daily Bugle and the Roxxon Center. Please, Lego, give us a Roxxon tower, please, 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 please. So if we come up here, we got the beam with all these computer stuff. We've got this drawer, more newspaper stands. You see random newspaper stands all throughout here because this is a newspaper company after all. These are a lot of desks. There's a waste bin back there, another set of drawers. This is kind of the managerial office. We got the manager's desk with the big interrogation light. I thought that would be funny to build an interrogation light, like if the manager gets really angry at one of his reporters for not getting pictures of Spider-Man, bring me pictures of Spider-Man. And there's a drawer back there with some of his trophies. I guess you could call that his secretary's desk. And there's a printer for printing up some newspapers. Then up top here is just, in the attic is a bunch of the newspapers. I couldn't really figure out what to do with an attic, but I wanted to get an attic in here because I was running out of these 1x2x2 trans clear panels that I had a whole bunch of grey, so I thought, yeah, why not make an attic on this thing? And that's what I did, so we can store some of the extra newspapers that was left over when I was doing my modifications of this set. And we got this slightly different design for these columns up top here. You can see on every single floor we have these rows of the same straight tooth edge plates that give a nice break up for the windows, so that it's just not straight up and down windows. There's a little bit of added detail on these windows. So yeah, I like what I've done here. Also done just a tiny bit of detail on the roof so it just doesn't look boring, because I wanted to include more of these straight tooth edge plates. And the front of the building, I had a bunch of leftover pieces, so I wanted to make it fancy and strong enough to hold the Daily Bugle sign, which, if anyone knows, when I actually built the Daily Bugle, I then got an excellent suggestion from Miss Bricks. Wherever you are out there, Miss Bricks, we want to see you again because we miss you. She had the awesome idea of changing the Bugle to Mayo, which is what I did. So now, instead of the Daily Bugle, it's actually the Daily Mayo, but for all intents and purposes, I'll still refer to this as the Daily Bugle because, you know, that's what it is. But I liked her idea of rebranding the newspaper as the Daily Mayo, since this is the tallest set in Mayo City. Technically, it's a mod, and it's not a MOC, because if it was a MOC, I would have used entirely random pieces. But most of these pieces, I think 99.5% of the pieces for this came from the official Daily Bugle set, with the 0.5% of pieces from my collection, just to make up some of the details that were not achievable with the pieces from the original set. That's why it's a mod, not a MOC, and some people don't know the difference, but in my opinion, the difference between a mod and a MOC is a mod is where you use majority of the pieces from an original set. A MOC is where you take entirely random pieces all throughout your collection. I had this discussion with someone on my Instagram live streams a couple months ago, and it's something that I've been thinking about ever since. Tell me down below in the comments if you think I should make a video about mods versus MOCs. So I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. It's much more skinnier, which means it will fit better into my city. Let's do another 360 spin as we close out the video. So this is going to be much better fit for purpose, and it's going to go next to the modulars. When my city is in full shape, it will go at the end of the modulars on the left side and to the right of the Ninjago City Gardens, because I will be building that when I get to 700 subscribers. At the time of filming, we are at 655 subscribers, so we need 45 more subscribers. And I think this would look really good next to the Ninjago City Gardens, simply because of how tall it is. They are both really tall sets, and this set is taller than any of the modulars I own, so I think that will be a good transition between the city and the mountain that I want to build. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. It is appreciated. I will see you in my next short. I will see you on my next live stream, which as always is at 9 PM Eastern on a Friday night in North America, or 1 PM Australian Eastern on Saturday with my co-host from Blocks to Mocs. And I will see you in the next video.